Warning, this video may offend you. If you are sensitive, easily butthurt, or otherwise tend to overreact to politically incorrect statements and questions, do not watch this video. Thank you. So I've been around for a few years. Maybe you can tell that. I don't know if it's obvious or not. But when I was a kid, the women's lib movement was really picking up a lot of speed, and in my household, apparently contrary to some of my grandparents' teachings, I was taught about equal rights for everybody. That was something that my parents believed in, and I believe in. Um, and When I was that age, and that was, when I was a young dinosaur instead of an old one, I had this thought, oh, this is going to be wonderful. Women are going to take over, and they're going to make things ever so much better because men are just, you know, what I didn't understand at that time and I understand now is that things are the way they are because of culture, because of religion, because of psychology, because of politics, diplomacy, things like that. And for women to actually become that sort of salvation for our nation would have required that instead of women following the model set by men in order to gain power, that they had somehow, and I have no idea how. Okay, I'm not suggesting that I could have done it for women. I certainly could not have. But somehow they would have been able to forge their way ahead and take charge without becoming like men. Because the truth of the matter is that women were considered the fair sex and the gentle sex and the nicer sex because of the way they were raised, because of the culture that was predominant throughout most of America, because psychologically that was what was programmed into their heads. And unfortunately, there are some negative side effects to that. Speaking psychologically, it means that in the household, if a woman is very soft and gentle and some, too much of a degree, too soft and gentle and loving, not firm, then she spoils the kids. The same can be true of men, of course. But she won't earn the same kind of respect that somebody who is firmer will earn, and that could be a man or a woman. In politics, in business, unless you have a shortcut to get in, or you have an amazing solution, as a woman, I would imagine it was very tough for women to get in and bring with them that sort of viewpoint that women were in my youth famous for possessing, that sort of more gentle and loving and compassionate side. And I realize this is kind of stereotyping, but this was a perception at the time that I was young, and when women's lib was really getting going, that was in the 70s when I was a kid. So I was very naive. And, as I've grown up, it hasn't happened the way I imagined, that this, well, not utopia, but a better America would emerge because of the influence of women. And, well, the influence of women has been slow to evolve. And we have never had a female president. Never had well, until now, we've never had a female vice president. And it's really, I think, been a much of an uphill battle for women to try to maintain what used to be in the face of the obstacles thrown up by the patriarchy. But I think also ultimately because America has changed so much culturally in many areas that the possibility of the fairer sex turning America around grows smaller and smaller because they become more like us men. So, yeah, there I said it. I've put my foot in my mouth, and I'm sure that there are going to be people screaming in the comments if anybody ever actually watches this. But yeah, it was my dream that women would make America a great place, guided by love and compassion and things like that. And certainly there are loving and compassionate women out there, but I remember watching the movie about Margaret Thatcher and how when she became prime minister, I think it was, or maybe it was when she was trying to become prime minister, there was a tendency not to be confident in her because she was a woman and therefore couldn't be firm enough and decisive enough and so on and so forth, and which is stupid because being a woman doesn't make you indecisive. It doesn't make you soft. Okay, it's about your upbringing, really. It's about your personality that you were born with, a personality that's developed because of how you were raised, the community that you live in, what you dealt with at school, and all that kind of stuff. So, but anyways, I mourn the death of my dream for that America that I had imagined would arise. I mourn its loss. Do 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 do. I should probably cut that part. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I don't know what came over me. Anyways, if you've got something nice to say, go ahead and say it. If you're just going to be a troll or a flamer or something like that, keep it to yourself, because I'm just going to mark you as, I'm going to report you. I'm going to delete your messages. I'm not going to bother to argue with people who are rude and nasty. Okay? So, thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.